Hi. Okay, so for science and social studies for this week, and well, honestly, for a little bit, we're going to be doing both economics and then we're going to be working on a research report. For economics this week, they got out of order. So next week we'll do services and goods, but this week we're going to do supply and demand. Okay, so supply and demand is really, it's just kind of the basis of a capitalistic society. If you have a lot of something, it's going to not cost as much as if you don't have a lot. So, like for example, there are a lot of try to think. Okay, so like for joules, right? So if you have a lot of quartz is this the shiny little rock, right? That's a lot, so it's not going to cost a lot. Where diamonds, they take more work to get to, and it's harder to get them out and making them sparkly and shiny. So there's not as many diamonds. So quartz and diamonds, you have a lot of quartz, so it's not going to cost as much. You don't have as many diamonds, they're going to cost more. So supply and demand, they balance each other out. If there's more of it, it's not going to cost as much. If there isn't that much, it costs more. We saw supply and demand big time issues when the toilet paper issue was happening during the beginning of COVID. So the supply, usually not a big deal, but because there was a lot of people grabbing it up and taking it and keeping it at home, the demand was higher. And because the demand was higher, the supply couldn't keep up. So that is something, it's supply is the good, demand is who wants it. Okay. Sometimes there is scarcity, and that's what happened with like all of that cleaning supplies. Bleach. There was a scarcity of bleach, which means we couldn't get it. So look, there's even a picture of the toilet paper when we were out. When we don't have those goods and services, we are in trouble and we have the scarcity. And a lot of times, those will not be good enough for us and what we need. Choices are important as well, because sometimes we don't have the money to buy things. Like, for example, my husband and I needed a new car, and the one I want is going to cost me more money than I have. So I had to make a choice to pay for something cheaper, pick something that wasn't exactly what I want, because I wanted to be able to buy groceries, because I could choose the most fancy car, but then we wouldn't have enough money to buy food for my family. So it's a choice. Supply and demand also goes on what's available and the choices people make. So a choice that your family might make will be different from my family based on how your family operates and what your family needs. A lot of times we can help each other as well. And so let's just say your family starts growing a lot of extra cucumbers. I buy cucumbers every week. If you chose to give me some cucumbers, that's going to save me $2 or $3 a week. That is helping those who are in need. I'm not saying that I need you to give me cucumbers. I'm saying helping each other is one way that we can help our economy to do well. And then trade is also when you don't, let's just say you don't have the actual dollars for something, but you have something else people might want. So this girl and I, we trade a lot of the stuff that we do for, we have a multi-level marketing thing called, I do what's called Young Living. So it's all these essential oils. Like I have this one that I put in my water. I have the CBD oil that helps with my pain. I have roll-ons. I have this roll-on right here that I use to put on me. And so I have these on hand. Now, the lady that I know, she sells a brand called Unique Makeup, and she likes the oils and I like some of their makeup. So we trade. Sometimes I'll give her one of the supply that I have, and she gives me some of the makeup, and then neither of us have spent any money. We've traded goods, and trade is really good to help our economy. And then there's barter. So let's say you don't have any money at all, and oh no, I'm mistaken. I'm so sorry. Okay, so trade is when you give me money for this, so I give you that. And then barter is what I just explained before. So barter is when I don't have the money, so we're just trading oils. Trade, so let's go back to what I thought barter was, and I'm switching it. So trade is when you have something and I I don't have it. I want it. So I buy it. So let's say you have, your gardeners. So let's say you have a bunch of pumpkins, and I really wanted to make some pumpkin pie, and I know that I can talk to you, and it'll probably be a little bit cheaper than me getting in the car, driving all the way to the store, picking the pumpkins and all of that stuff. So I say, hey, Kiana, will you set aside 4 pumpkins for me, and I'll pay you? And you're saving me money by not having for me to drive to the store, go to the checkout, do all of that. And I'm paying you however much you ask me for. And that is trade. And then barter is when you have the pumpkins and I have the oils. So we just swap. And I give you oils and you give me pumpkins. And that's, some people do, like, I see bartering happen like at lunchtime when somebody has like a Rice Krispie treat and somebody else has a cookie and they trade their snacks. A lot of families don't like that, but it happens. And then business is a way that we help each other meet our needs and goals. So what I want you to do is I want you to read through this and just think about it. Okay. That it's not essential right now for you to know every single detail, but these are introductions. Okay. And then I didn't get to, this is week 24. We're going to do week 23 next week. When I got sick, I couldn't do that lesson. Now, the other thing is going to take you 2 weeks. So I don't want you to rush through it. I showed you this morning when we did our Zoom, but I want to show you again. So you're going to go through and you're going to decide what animal you are interested in. So my example here is a blue shark because I really like sharks. I think they're interesting. And I honestly don't know tons about the blue shark because I've always been interested in the great white shark, the tiger shark, the hammerhead, the more popular ones. But I watched a special about some deep ocean sharks and deep sharks and open ocean sharks. And I thought the blue sharks were really neat. That's what I watched over Shark Week this summer. So I printed out a picture. So you can, if you have a printer at home, if not, have your mom email me and then I can print them out and I can put them in your folder. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to decide what animal you want to do. Then you are going to get a library book, or I have a book if you want to borrow one. I have a bunch of books on animals. So once you know what animal you're going to do, you're going to write about its appearance. You're going to write about its family. You're going to write about what it eats. You're going to write about where it lives. And then if you have any other interesting facts. So your job is to pick an animal and to complete this page. And then if you'd like to decorate, you can. And then my class barely got to this page. So that's where we're at right now. And then next week, we're going to finish doing that. But if you want to keep going, you can. So what I did was in the appearance page. So let me read it to you. It says, blue sharks are sleek and slim predators. They're about 6 feet long with long pectoral fins, and they have large black eyes. So that's the appearance of the blue shark. That gives me, in my mind, I could sit and I could think about a shark that's about 6 feet tall, that has long fins and dark eyes. And then I know that's kind of what it looks like. If I was to describe an animal that had similar shape to a horse, had stripes, was black and white, and was in a herd, you probably know I was talking about a zebra because of the description. That's what I want for you in appearance. The next one, if you wanted to get moving to it, is if you were talking about what diet. What do they eat? So blue sharks are sharks. They live out in the open ocean, so they eat schooling fish like mackerel and tuna. Not necessarily the biggest ones because tuna can get really big, but they also eat squid, and squids live in schools as well. So I drew a picture of squid and I drew a picture of some schools of fish, and that's what I did for that one. So I printed out a picture, but I also drew a picture. Okay. Same thing for family and habitat. We'll get to that. I don't want to give all of it to you because then then I'm feeling like I'm rushing you, and I don't want you to be rushed. I want you to enjoy this project. I want you to learn something about how to look for something. So this is I'm going to give you the whole thing, but you do not need to complete it. And then we are going to create this little book here. And this book will be worth, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This book is going to be worth 75 points. So it's kind of a big assignment. Okay, that's all I have for you for science and social studies this week.